Going to be making a vegetarian lasagna today. Now I've already done a really nice meaty one, so if you prefer your meaty lasagna, go and check my other video out. Now today I'm going to do a nice vegetarian one, very simple to put together because we're not going to make a traditional Béchamel sauce. What we're going to do is to make a nice simple one that I used on my other lasagna and it comes out wonderful and the taste is just delicious. So we're going to make a nice simple vegetarian lasagna. First thing I'm going to do is go through the ingredients. Now for the vegetable part of the lasagna, I'm going to use 7 courgettes, fairly small courgettes. Now what you want to do is peel those, slice them down, and we're going to fry those up. I've got 1 onion, going to peel it, chop it down reasonably fine, and we're going to add that. Also I've got some mushrooms, going to slice those down, add a couple of cloves of garlic which I'm going to crush, and then we're going to add some Italian seasoning. So that kind of makes up your vegetable part of the lasagna. Then we're going to make homemade tomato sauce, really simple. I've got a can of tomatoes, we're going to use 1 clove of garlic, bit of tomato puree and a little bit of salt, and we're going to add a little bit of sugar as well. So that makes up a nice simple homemade tomato sauce. Now as an alternative, you can buy your tomato sauce in jars. That's an example of one there, tomato and char-grilled vegetables, but it's always nice to make your own if you can, and also the homemade sauce is great on pasta as well. Then we're going to make up the white sauce, like the non-traditional Béchamel sauce. It's so simple. All we use is some cottage cheese. Now I've got 250 grams of that, ricotta cheese, 175 grams, and then we've got some Parmesan cheese. We're just going to use like a sort of tablespoon of that really. Also 1 egg and some freshly chopped up parsley. So that makes up the white sauce, which again is, one of the layers as well, because you've got the tomato and you've got the vegetables and you've got the white sauce and sometimes a mixture of two. Then we've got some sheets of pasta. Now this pasta's ready to go, so you just take it out the packet, it's all done, ready to cook up. I mean obviously you could use the sort of dried ones and you soak them and boil them a little bit, but it's just easier to use fresh pasta if you can, and it's also really delicious. So there we go, got all the ingredients, a little bit of mozzarella cheese in the background just to sort of spread over the layers, make it as cheesy as you like, and we're ready to go. So we're going to get on with the cooking then. Now I've laid all mine out, it's all chopped up, ready to go, all at hand. That way you can really enjoy the cooking. So try and make sure you've got everything prepared. Now the first thing I'm going to get on with is the homemade tomato sauce, mainly because that takes the longest. It's going to take about 25, maybe 30 minutes. So we're going to start with that. Once we get the tomato sauce on the go, then we can start frying up the vegetables in the big frying pan over there. So let's get on with the tomato sauce first. So we're going to get on with this tomato sauce. So let's first of all switch the heat on. I would say you want it just below medium, not too hot. Now I'm going to put in some olive oil. Just put a bit of that in. And then we can just put the garlic in there. I've kind of sliced it. Just put that in there and just give that a stir. And you only want to cook the garlic for a minute or two. Don't let it get black or anything like that. Just a light golden brown, get those flavours into the oil. So wait for that to go just a little bit golden brown. So I've just been moving my garlic round just for a minute or so, and you see it's gone a golden brown colour. Do turn it over so you're getting a nice golden brown colour on both sides. Now, I'm just going to put in I'm going to use plum tomatoes. You could use chopped tomatoes, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. I'll have to squash these down, but let's just break them open a little bit. Turn the heat up a little bit if you need to. You can always turn it down again. Just give those a good squash down, break them all up. That's it. Now also, I'm going to add in a pinch of salt. So now we've got the can of tomatoes and a little pinch of salt in there. The other thing I'm going to add is some tomato puree. So I'm going to use good big splodge tomato puree in there. So use that bit. Mix that in. And as I say, break all the tomatoes up. cook it for about 25 minutes. And then we're just going to taste it a little bit, see if we need to add any sugar in. But keep an eye on it, don't let it burn. So now we've got the homemade tomato sauce bubbling away. Let's get on with the vegetables. We're going to fry up the vegetables next. Now I've got a fairly big pan there. Again, I'm going to use some olive oil. A reasonable amount because we've got quite a lot of courgettes there. I'll get a layer of oil at the bottom. Now I'm just going to switch the heat on, bring it up to a reasonably high temperature to start with, just to sort of put the courgettes and the onions in there and get it all cooking. Just make sure that's up to heat. Yeah. Put the onions in there. Just give those a quick move around. Now I'm just going to cook the onions for a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add the courgettes in there. Again, just give the onions a quick stir. I think we're time to put the courgettes in there, so I'm just going to grab a handful. I might just turn the heat up a little bit because it will cool it down otherwise. And again, we can always turn it down if we need to. That's it, just got the last in there. Give those a quick move around. Try and get everything coated and just keep moving them around. So you're kind of cooking the courgettes on both sides really. You want to just, you know, do that and soften them down. So I've been cooking for about 10 minutes. We did 2 minutes for the sort of onions and then we added the courgettes in there. Keep turning around. So we're at about a 10-minute stage now. Now I'm actually going to move those over, I think, to one side. And I'm going to put the mushrooms in there. So try and spread these mushrooms out a little bit. Now I'm also going to add some of that Italian seasoning. Just going to shake it in. That's it. I'd say about a teaspoon of that. Now also I've got that crushed garlic. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic in my little crusher. Squash that. I'll make a little plate in the middle for it. I'm just going to take any little bits that are left in the machine and put those in as well. And again, just give that a little bit of a stir, get the garlic in the oil, and kind of mix it around a little bit. And then what you can do is you can actually taste it and see how it is. Make sure it's got enough salt, make sure you've got enough of those herbs in there. Because try and make sure each layer is tasting good. So I'll just leave that cooking for a few more minutes or so, and then I'll have a quick taste of it. But don't forget also that you need to be stirring your homemade tomato sauce. Don't forget about that, otherwise it'll all burn. Now I'm just going to taste one of these bits of courgette. I'm going to grab a bit. Yeah, I've got 2 there. Hot. That tastes good. I'm just going to add a little pinch of salt again. And also, just a little bit more of that Italian seasoning. Give that a final stir, and that is almost ready. I'll just give it a quick final stir. That's it. I'll just leave that. Turn the heat down a little bit. I'm going to go and taste me tomato sauce now. Now I've got my tomato sauce. Now remember, I've been stirring mine because otherwise it can stick to the bottom of the pan, so be careful. So reasonably sort of thickish sort of sauce. Let me just try a little bit. Nice and tomatoey. I think I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to mine because I think it helps to kind of balance it, take a bit of acidity out. So I would say you want about a teaspoon. You could start with a teaspoon, give it a stir, mix up, and then taste it again, and just add a little bit more if you need to. So get it how you like it. Give that a quick taste. Now we've added that tiny little bit of sugar. Oh, that's nice. Transforms it, makes a really big difference how that sauce tastes, that little bit of sugar. Now I'm going to switch everything off. We're going to go over to the table and I'm going to quickly make up that white sauce, and then we're going to start assembling the lasagna. Now I'm going to start off with some cottage cheese. Now I'm going to use the whole tub of that, and it's roughly 250 grams there. So let's just open it up. And I'm just going to scoop that in there. Now next of all, I'm going to put the ricotta cheese, but we're going to put slightly less. We're going to put 175 grams, so about 3/4 of the tub. Now with the ricotta cheese, I'm just going to add that, say slightly less. So I'm going to use about 3/4 of the tub. That'll do. Next of all, egg. I'm going to use a whole egg. So just pop that in there. And we've got some Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to give that a good sprinkle, just to make it really nice and cheesy. And then we've got some of this fresh parsley chopped up. And I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Just give that a quick mix up, break the egg up, and just get it all mixed together. And then that's ready to go. There you go. I'm doing that in less than a minute. And that is so simple and quick, and it's delicious in a lasagna. So now we've got the white sauce all done, just going to move that back a little bit. I'm going to go over and get the frying pan, which has got the courgettes in there, because I just want to drain away some of the liquid in there. I don't want to sort of put too much liquid into the lasagna. So let's get the frying pan and just drain it into a bowl. So now we've drained off the liquid from the vegetables, let's go and get the tomato sauce and then start assembling this lasagna. So I've got myself a dish I'm going to use for the lasagna. Now, I usually just wipe round a little bit of oil, not very much, just around the bottom and the sides. That's it, just a smidgen. Then next of all, we start off with some tomato sauce. Just put a little bit, just because I think this helps to stop the pasta sheets from sticking to the bottom. So just get that. Now I'm going to start off with the pasta sheets. So I'm just going to put 2 of those, and then I'm going to grab some, I'm going to use mozzarella cheese, but you could use cheddar. Just put a little bit of that in there, and then we can add in some of this white sauce. Used half, maybe just over half. Then again, we're going to put some more pasta sheets. Now with the pasta sheets this time, I'm going to go the opposite way, and I might just chop this one in half. And I've got that vegetable layer. Again, just kind of spread it out a little bit. And then we just put another layer of pasta sheets, again going the other way. And then we can go in some more of that tomato. Do want to save just a little bit for going on top. That's it. Again, just spread that to the edges. And I'm going to finish off that white sauce. So they're all going to be really nice layers. Wow, it's going to be great. That's it. Just mix that in a little bit. And again, try and go the other way if you remember. And just put that layer, let's put that there as well. Now with this last layer, I'm actually going to add in a little bit of ricotta cheese. Just going to stir that into that mix. And again, spread that out. And then finally we're on to the last layer. So just put a little bit there. I might keep that one whole. Just squash that down a little bit. Yeah. Now, just going to put the last bit of that tomato sauce. And grab some mozzarella cheese. I mean, obviously with all the cheesy stuff, you add extra. You can add as little or as much as you like. I think that'll do that. And I've got some of that parmesan. So I've got lasagna all ready to go, and that is looking delicious. Now what I'm going to do is switch my oven on, get it preheated. Now for the first 20 minutes we're going to have a bit of tin foil over the top of the lasagna, and then for the next 20 minutes we're going to take the tin foil off. So I'm just going to wrap mine in a little bit of tin foil and get my oven preheated. So my oven's just come up to temperature, so it's preheated. Now I'm going to put mine in temperature wise 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, gas mark 6, and remember for the first 20 minutes leave the tin foil on. So leave that cooking and we'll come back in 20 minutes. So I've had the lasagna cooking away for just over 20 minutes. Now let's see if I can pull this tin foil off. Just bring it forward a little bit. Look at that, looking delicious already. Now I'm going to put that back in and I'm going to leave it for about another 20 minutes or until it's gone nice and golden brown colour on top. So I've been cooking the lasagna for a total of 40 minutes in the oven. It's looking golden brown in there, so I'm going to pull it out and let's have a look at it. So let's open up the oven. Oh, it's smelling good, really good. Now I'm just going to pull it out so you can kind of see it. That is looking delish. Now if I can grab it carefully, a couple of cloths, it's all really hot. Oh, look at that. Right, I'm going to put it on the table and we'll have a look at it. Let it cool down a little bit and then we're going to try some. So I've left the lasagna, not quite 10 minutes, but I can't wait any longer, so I'm going to cut a piece out. So I think I'm just going to go down here. Going to cut a good sized bit. Again, just finish off around there. Because obviously it's still soft at the moment, so I'll have to be careful trying to get it out. So I think we're done there. Now, I'm going to bring my plate right next to it. And if I can just sneak in the back here, push down. So I've got my lasagna served up. Now if I just lift that, you can see there's all the layers in there of the pasta, and in between you've got vegetables and cheeses, and oh, it's going to be good. Let me just, oh, nice and moist, I can tell. Oh, let's try this. Lovely and creamy. Really nice cheesy flavours, and that tomato sauce as well. Oh, it's lovely. And it's very easy to make, especially, you know, again, making the homemade tomato sauce. Just going to try a last little bit. Look at that bit. Oh, it's going to be good. Really yummy. Thanks for watching my videos, and if you like what I do, don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video, The Original Naked Chef.